having a flowing and open booth, right? A booth that allows people to enter from anywhere, like I just said, and no barriers. And we're going to talk about barriers in a little bit later in the presentation. So flowing and open is very important. Professional, all brought together, all having a solid look, very congruent looking. Lots of times at the free shows, or not free shows, pardon me, the normal public shows, you see, a lot of these direct selling companies or these home-based businesses, they kind of have a banner stand and then it's kind of thrown together, right? We want to eliminate any sort of feeling of, this doesn't feel right, right? There's the prospects, potential clients, will take the path of least resistance always, right? So if there's someone talking, if they're talking amongst themselves, the salespeople, they're like, oh, they don't have time, I'll come back later, right? It's just those little details, those little things. So having a professional booth, having it all put together for you. I mean, Doug here's got the nice, trade show in a box kind of thing. You got a few different options if you're just starting out. Really nice because everything is themed, everything is color coordinated, it's beautiful. You want to have a nice professional looking booth. Signage, I think the definition of good signage is that someone walks up, sees your sign and goes, oh, so you guys do backup and replication, eh? How do you do that? That whole, they see the name, they understand what you do, but they want to know more. I think that's a good sign. Some people try to put so much on a sign, right? I've seen things where there's like this type of font and you got to get so close to read it. You got to keep it simple and you got to keep your messages very, very simple. I work with companies and I have to learn their messaging to integrate into my presentations. And I'll send them a questionnaire and I'll do all this stuff and they'll talk all about the technology and all this stuff and I try to learn, whatever it is for that industry. And then I get to the trade show and the first time working for a company, I'll look at the booth and there's the messaging that I need, right? It's the simple things. People are only going to remember 3 things. So make it simple. So signage needs to be made as straightforward as possible. Stunning graphics. You look around, you see lots of stunning graphics, Stunning graphics can stop people, and you only need to stop them for a couple seconds, right? It's that idea that people come around the corner and they, whoa, and that's where you pounce, right? So your booth staff can talk to them, engage them, and see if there's a potential fit. So I believe graphics are very important as well. And most of all, be unique. You want to be different than everyone else, and that's the challenge, right? Because everyone's trying to using partly the same hardware, but trying to make it look different. You got to position yourself as being different, because I believe the more you are alike, the quicker you're forgotten, right? If everyone's the same, no one cares. There's no differences. There's no interest. Okay? So we got to change it up, and people tend to do the same thing over and over again. I see this at all the shows. Everyone's wearing their little polo shirts, their golf shirts, and they're giving away pens. We're gonna rake in the leads. We got these nice pens. Look at this. You see what the pen does? It's got messaging on the pen. Oh, stop the presses. Right? You got to change it up. So you got to change up what you're going to do in your booth, like as far as what the booth is, and change up the activities, the things that you do in the booth. Make it fun, make it different. And sometimes going low tech is being different. Everyone sometimes, my mentor, Joel Bauer, I'll talk a little bit about him later, but he one time consulted with a company. They did away with the whole booth, not to say you should do that, but they just used crates. And in the crates, they put in like, kind of that straw stuffing. And it was this whole idea that they had these wild animals. They dressed the whole staff up in like safari outfits. And they went total low tech, but it was this whole idea that, we've got these wild savings. I forget what the whole messaging was, but it was just so different from everyone else with their slick looking booths, So you can change things up. You don't have to, think out of the box that way.